Good afternoon, students. So in today's class, okay, we will be having a discussion that is regarding the how to delete the tuple permanently, and then even we will be having a discussion that is regarding the how to unpack the tuple, okay, and then even we will be having a discussion that is regarding how to join one or more tuples, and then we will be having a discussion that is regarding the what are all the different types of the methods that we will be using, okay, on the tuple. So now, first of all, we will be having a discussion that is regarding how can we delete the tuple completely. Okay, see already we have seen we can delete, okay, one element. Okay, one element can be deleted in the tuple we had seen. Okay, now what we will be having a discussion in this today's class means how to delete the tuple completely. Okay, so for deleting the tuple completely, we are going to use a keyword called as that is the del. Okay, del. Okay, and then next is what is the syntax, how yeah, you now you got to know regarding the what is that the delete, in order to delete the tuple, okay, you will be using a keyword that is the del. Okay, so what is the syntax, how you can use it. Okay, so what is the syntax means you can clearly notice here that here in this particular slide, that is del space tuple name. Okay, so the tuple name is nothing but a user defined. Okay, so user can specify whatever the name that he wants. So here now you clearly understood the syntax for deleting the tuple. Okay, that is del space tuple name. Now let us see how to delete the tuple completely. Okay, so in this particular example, the tuple name is this tuple. Okay, so here I have taken apple, banana, and then the cherry. Okay, so most probably all of you have become familiar with this particular example because I have taken this example for each and every method. Okay, so here now how to delete that. Okay, how to delete the tuple completely means here del space I have given, and then I have used the tuple name. So what is the tuple name that I am using here? This tuple. So here del space this tuple. Okay, and then when I will be printing this tuple, okay, whether I will not be getting the elements which are going to be present in this tuple. So this is what is the theoretical explanation about the what the tuple. Okay, now we will be practically implementing it. Okay, so now we will be practically implementing this, how we can delete the tuple completely. Now you can notice here in this practical, that is the implementation. Okay, so you will be getting a clear cut idea, okay, about how to delete. So here first of all what I will be doing means I will be yes, now you can notice here. Yeah, so here now first of all I am going to create, use the delete command. Okay, so I have not created any of the tuple here. Okay, first of all let me use that the command here, that is the del space the tuple name. See for example now you can notice here, okay, that I will be using del. Okay, so you can clearly notice here that is del space, and then the tuple name, let me give the tuple name as ecb section. Okay, so here delete is space ecb I have given. Okay, now you can notice here. Okay, so here now you can clearly notice, okay, what you can notice here. Okay, so what you can clearly notice here is that ecb, okay, this is the tuple name which is not yet being defined. It is telling even though I am trying to delete the tuple, but it is going to be showing the what is that the tuple does not exist, and then even you are trying to delete it, right? So that is what ecb is not yet being defined, but even then you are going to delete it. Okay, so here whenever you will be using a delete command, that is del you will be using. Okay, first of all that tuple has to be present. Okay, then only you can delete it. If the tuple is not present, then you are trying to delete it means, then how come it is possible, right? So here now you will be getting a, that is the error as that is ECB is not going to be defined. Now what I will be doing, let us define now. Okay, let us define now the ECB tuple. Okay, and then we can able to delete that particular tuple here. Okay, so here now you can notice here I will be using, okay, that is here I will be using here, that is the delete command. Okay, so here first of all let me create a ECB section. Okay, so I will be creating here ECB. Okay, and then in that, okay, I will be taking the examples of your ECB section CR. Okay, so Swarup, let me take Swarup here. I will be taking the name of the Swarup. Okay, and I will be taking another name, that is Ramesh. I will be taking here. Okay, and then even I will be taking, okay, that is the example of one more here. I will be taking an example of Harshavardhan. Okay, now what I will be doing means here, now you can notice that yes, the tuple, okay, is gonna be created here. Okay, that is ECB tuple, ECB section tuple is gonna be created. Okay, now what I will be doing means just, okay, I will be printing now. Okay, so I will print what? I will print here, that is ECB now. Okay, so when I will be printing here, you can notice that all the elements, okay, which are going to be present, that is Swarup, Ramesh, and then the Harshvardhan. So all the elements are going to be displayed. Okay, now if I want to delete this particular ECB, okay, tuple completely means, okay, so how I can do that? How I can do that means you can notice here that I will be using DEL here, that is the DEL. Okay, delete. DEL stands for what? That is the delete. Okay, and then space. Okay, and then I will be using the tuple name. So what is the tuple name I have given here? The tuple name that I have given here it as, that is ECB I have given. Okay, now you can notice here, that is I have, after using this DEL, that is the delete command. So when I will be trying to print, okay, when I will be trying to print, that is here ECB. Okay, so you can clearly notice that yes, you will be getting an error. Okay, what is the error that you will be getting? Yes, the first error. Okay, as soon as I started this class, okay, the first error purposefully I showed you, right? Because at that time the ECB tuple was not being created, and then I have used the delete command. Okay, so here you can notice here that, okay, so print ECB means what? Even the elements of the tuple ECB is already being deleted, but if you are trying to print that means how come it is possible, right? Okay, so that's why you will be getting the error. Okay, so what error you will be getting here? You will be getting an error as, that is name ECB is not yet being defined. Okay, so this is, what is this? The practical implementation of how to delete, okay, the tuple. Now we will be moving into this, the further important concepts. Okay, so here now you can notice that. Okay, so now I will be showing you how to unpack the tuples. Okay, so here that is also a very important thing. Okay, so how to unpack the tuples. Okay, so here now what is the way in which we can unpack the tuples? Okay, so now you clearly understood how we can delete the tuple completely. Okay, so with the help of the del keyword, DEL stands for the delete keyword. Okay, now we will be having a discussion that is regarding how to, okay, so we will be having a discussion that is regarding how to unpack the tuples. First of all, you should understand the meaning of what unpack. Okay, so what is the meaning of unpack? Okay, so unpack means, okay, so the name itself is going to indicate. Unpack means what? The elements that are going to be present in the tuple. Okay, so those are going to be unpacked, or those are going to be extracted into what? Into an individual variable name. Okay, so here in this particular example, you can notice here that is apple, banana, and then the cherry. So all these belongs to the tuple name called as fruits. Okay, so if I want to extract that is apple, banana, and then the cherry, or in generally the elements of the particular tuple. Okay, so at that time, how can I able to extract it? Okay, what is the phenomenon or what is the technique? Okay, through which we can extract the elements. Okay, from the tuple. So how we can do that means that is with the help of the technique called as unpacking of the tuples. The name itself tells here. Unpack means already apple, banana, and then the cherry. All these three elements are present in the fruits. So I will be unpacking it. Okay. So how I will be unpacking means you can notice here. I will be giving the another name here that is like green, yellow, and then the red equal to what is that? Whatever the tuple name that you are going to specify here. Here I have specified the fruits, so I will be specifying it as a fruits itself. Okay, and then I will be printing separately here. Print. I will not going to be printing the apple here. See here. I will be printing the name that is being given here corresponds to the what is that? The elements that are going to be mentioned in the fruits. Okay, so here print green, print yellow, print red. Why I have given this green, yellow, and red means here I have specified the green, yellow, and the red. If you are specifying any other name, okay, you can able to give that particular name here in this print statement. So when I will be giving this green, yellow, and then the red, you can notice here that is you will be getting the output as apple, banana, and then the cherry. Okay, so this is what is the theoretical explanation of unpacking of the tuples. Okay, so but you should understand practically how we can do that. Now we will be moving straight away into the how to unpack the tuples here. Okay, now you can notice here. Okay, that is what I will be doing means see here. First of all, I will be printing. Okay, that is ECB. Okay, first of all, let me create the tuple here. Okay, so I will be creating here the tuple that is the ECB section. Okay, in that I have included the elements such as Swarup, Ramesh, and then the Harshvardhan I have included. Then I will be printing. Okay, so here I will be printing now. That is ECB. I will be printing. You need not have to print it. Okay, or otherwise let us. Yes, now let me print it. Okay, first of all. Okay, so I will be printing it. Okay, that is here. You can notice I will be printing here. That is the ECB section I will be printing, and then you will be getting the output. That is the Swarup, Ramesh, and then the Harshvardhan you will be getting as the output. Okay, so now what I will be doing means, okay, so how to unpack the elements, right? How to unpack the elements now? How to unpack the Swarup? How to unpack the Ramesh? How to unpack the Harshvardhan? Okay, which are being present as a object or an element in the tuple that is ECB section. Okay, so how I will be doing that means here. See, I will be specifying here the name as that is A, B, and then C here. It means that how many number of elements you are going to specify. How many number of elements that you are going to specify in the tuple. The same elements are going to be specified here. The it should match with the number. Here I have specified 3, so I will be specifying. Here also you can notice I will be specifying it as a 3 parameters itself or 3 elements itself. Okay, you can notice here A, comma B, comma C I have specified, and then I will be taking equal to what is that ECB. I will be specifying here. Okay, and then if you have committed any of the small mistakes means then automatically it will show you the error there. Okay, since we have not committed any of the mistakes there. Okay, so obviously we will be getting the output here. You can notice that here. That is here I will be printing. Okay, what is that here? I will be printing A here. Okay, so you can notice that here I will be printing A here. Okay, so when I will be printing A, okay, So you will be clearly noticing. Okay, so what you will be clearly noticing means here the Swarup, okay, it is an element which is going to be present in the tuple ECEB section. Okay, it is going to be unpacked. Unpacked means we are extracting it. Okay, so we are extracting an element which is going to be present in the tuple. Okay, so we had done that. That is, what is the syntax here? How many number of elements that you are going to specify? You need to specify the alternate names for that. Here I have specified A, B, C. A corresponds to the Swarup, B corresponds to the Ramesh, C corresponds to the Harshvardhan, equal to what I have specified here, the tuple name, whatever the tuple name that you have created, that tuple name only has to be given. So when I will be printing A, you will be getting a Swarup here. So similarly, when I will be printing, okay, so when I will be printing here, that I will be printing B and C. Okay, so let us check now here. So when I will be printing here B, okay, so you will be getting here the output as a Ramesh. So when I will be printing, that is the value C here. Okay, you can notice that you will be getting the output as that is the Harshvardhan. Now see the difference of the output. Okay, what you need to understand in order to understand this concept of unpacking means you should see the difference of the output here. Here individually the elements are going to be extracted, right? Swarup, Ramesh, and then the Harshvardhan. But whereas in the tuple, that whatever that we have declared, okay, so here we are going to mention it in the only one tuple itself. Okay, so that is what is the difference between, okay, packing of a tuple. Packing of a tuple means what? Assigning an element to the tuple. That's what we call it as the packing. Okay, what do you mean by the unpacking? Means unpacking is nothing but extracting the elements, okay, from the tuple is going to be called as the unpacking. Okay, so now you clearly understood the theoretical concept also, and as well as we implemented it practically also. Now we will be moving it into the further concepts. Okay, so we will be looking into the concept, that is how to join one or more tuples. Okay, so this is also one of the most important topic, right? So because we want to join, okay, one or more tuples or two or more tuples. Okay, so at that time how we can able to do that? Okay, so how we can able to do that means, see here which operator that you will be using. Already in the first chapter we had a discussion regarding the operators and all. Okay, so among that which operators we will be using in order to join the tuples. Okay, so in order to join the two or more tuples we will be using a plus operator. So that's why we call it as the plus operator, as a concatenation operator in the strings. Probably in the third chapter we had seen, okay, that in order to concatenate one or more strings, okay, we will be using that is the plus operator. So similarly, in order to, okay, join two or more tuples, we will be using that is the plus operator. Now how to join two tuples? Now let us consider the example here. In the tuple 1, okay, in the tuple 1 I am going to consider the alphabet, that is A, B, C. Okay, and in the tuple 2 I am going to consider the integer values, that is 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I will be concatenating with the help of that is the plus operator here, that is tuple 1 plus tuple 2, and then the value has to be stored in one more tuple. So for that reason I will be taking it as the one more tuple, that is tuple 3. Okay, so you can clearly notice in this particular example that tuple 3 equal to tuple 1 plus tuple 2. So what is the syntax in order to join one or more tuples means, see here, tuple name equal to tuple name 1 plus tuple name 2 plus tuple name so on up to what, tuple name n. Okay, so in between the two tuples you are going to use the plus operator. So when I will be printing here at tuple 3, you can notice here that is A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. So all the elements are going to be displayed. Okay, So this is what is the theoretical explanation about how to join one or more tuples with the help of the plus operator. Now we will be looking into the practical implementation also. Okay, so how we can able to do that. Now in the ECB section, so let me combine okay the two sections. Okay, probably in the online classes it was not possible to combine the sections. Now let us combine okay in this particular concept also. Okay, so I will be combining, that is the two sections, that is ECA section and then ECB section. Already I have specified that is ECB section. All right. So now what I will be doing means I will be taking, that is first of all let me print it. Okay, so here now ECB section I'm going to declare it. Okay, that is in that I have taken Saurav, Ramesh and then the Harshavardhan. Okay, and then now I will be declaring, that is ECA. Okay, I will be specifying ECA, and then in that I will be taking the names like okay Sachin I will be taking. Okay, and then here I will be taking Saurav. Okay, and then I will be taking one more, that is the name. Okay, I will be taking the name of the CR, that is Paninder. Okay, now you can notice that here, yes, the two tuples are already being created. Now what I will be doing, I will be taking one more tuple here. So what is the tuple name that I will be taking means I will be taking it as a z equal to. Okay, now what I will be concatenating it ECA. Okay, and then here I will be using plus, and then here ECB. Okay, now you can notice that here, yes, we are not getting any of the error here. Okay, so here z equal to ECA plus ECB. Okay, so here I'm using the plus operator. So in between the two tuples, that is ECA is one tuple, ECB is another tuple. In between these two tuples, I'm going to use the operator, that is the plus operator, and then that value will be assigned to the another tuple, that is z. Now I will be printing the value of z. Okay, you can see the difference in the output. Okay, so here now see, purposefully I had given it. Okay, that is here the small z value here, purposefully I had given. See why, if you give it a small letter z means, because it is going to clearly tell you that yes, the name z is not yet being defined, right? Because I have given the capital letter z. Okay, as you all know that Python is a very case sensitive. Okay, so you should be very careful while specifying the names of the tuples. Now you can notice that I will be printing the value of the z here. Okay, so when I will be printing the value of the z, so in the output you will be clearly noticing that yes, both the things, that is that elements which are going to be present in the ECA section and the elements which are going to be present in the ECB section tuple. Okay, so both are going to be added. You can notice here now Sachin, Saurav, Paninder. It means that first the elements of the ECA section will be given as an output here, followed by the what, the elements of the ECB section. Suppose if I want to do the vice versa, it means that I should get Saurav in the beginning instead of Sachin. Okay, so how I can able to do that? Okay, so what is the way in which I need to specify that value? Okay, so at that time what you need to do here is that just you need to change okay the tuple, instead of giving the first ECA, you need to specify it as a ECB. Then I will be specifying it as ECA. Okay, and then see here, you can notice that I will be printing the value of, that is z here. Okay, so when I will be printing the value of the z, okay, you can notice that yes, obviously the Saurav, okay, the in the output we got the first name as a Saurav itself. Okay, so this is how we are going to concatenate. Okay, we are going to combine one or more tuples. Okay, so this is what is the practical implementation about how to join the tuples. Now straight away we'll move towards the next is how to multiply the tuples. Okay, so what do you mean by the multiply? Okay, so probably you have heard this word multiplication in the mathematics, right? So the same meaning holds good here even in the tuples also. Okay, so whenever you are going to multiply the tuples means at that time how many number of times your elements has to be repeated. Okay, how many number of times your elements has to be repeated, you can clearly specify with the help of the operator, that is the asterisk operator. So with the help of the asterisk operator you can clearly able to specify it. Now here in this particular slide, okay, you can notice that I have taken here the tuple name, that is apple, banana, and then the cherry I have taken. And you can notice here that is I have taken another list name, that is my tuple. Why I have taken this another list name my tuple means I want to store, I want to save, okay, whatever after multiplying the tuples here. Okay, that elements has to be stored in some other tuples, right? So that's why I have taken my tuple. Here my tuple equal to what is that here? Fruits. What is this fruits? Fruits is all about the tuple name. And then important thing what you need to notice here is that here I am going to specify the asterisk operator here. So what does this asterisk corresponds to? This asterisk corresponds to the multiplication. Okay, and then followed by you are going to specify the number here. So what is the syntax for specifying or for multiplying the tuples means that is tuple name, asterisk, and then how many number of times you want the tuples elements to be repeated, that many number of times you can specify. So here in this particular slide I had given that is the 2. Okay, so when I will be printing, that is the my tuple here. Okay, so you can clearly notice that is apple is going to be repeated, apple, banana, cherry, and then apple, banana, cherry. It means that in the output we are getting, okay, we are getting the elements of the fruits tuple twice. Okay, so this is what is the theoretical explanation about the what, how to multiply the tuples. Okay, now we will be practically looking at it, okay, so that you will be getting a clear cut idea. So here now straight away I will be taking an this one here, that is already we had a ECB section, ECA section we have created, and then we have assigned that value to the Z also. Now straight away, okay, I will be taking here one value here, y equal to, then here Z asterisk 2 I will be taking here. Okay, so here Z asterisk 2 I will be taking. You can notice here in this example that I am taking here y equal to Z asterisk 2 here. Z corresponds to all here the elements in that. Saurabh, Ramesh, Harshvardhan, Sachin, Saurabh, Paninder is there. So since I am specifying it 2 times, okay, then it means that the elements will be repeated 2 times. Okay, that's what the how many number of times we want the elements to be repeated, we can able to do that by specifying the asterisk operator. Now let us see the output here. Okay, so yes, obviously there is no error. Now then I will be printing, that is the value of y here. Okay, while specifying the tuple name you should be very careful about the case sensitive. Suppose if I have specified a capital Y and then I will be using a small y means, then you will be getting an error that name it is undefined. Now you can notice here in this output, okay, that is Saurabh is being repeated, okay, the twice here. You can notice here one here and then one here, and then Ramesh also is being repeated twice, okay, and then Harshvardhan also is being repeated twice. Okay, so this is how we are going to repeat, okay, multiply the tuples. So we had clearly noticed that. Now the last concept of the chapter number 4, okay, we will be having a discussion right now. Okay, that is the what are all the methods that we are going to use it on the tuple. Okay, so the methods that we are going to use it on the tuple. Okay, so in the list we have used many of the methods. Okay, but for the tuple we are going to use only the two methods. Then the question arises here is that why, sir, why we are not supposed to use all the methods that are going to be used for the list? Why only two methods we are going to use it for the tuple? Why means because in the beginning of this chapter only I have specified you that the tuple, okay, it is immutable. Immutable means we cannot able to modify the content. So in order to modify the content, we will be converting the tuple into the what? The list. Okay, so that's why here, okay, only a limited methods are going to be specified for the tuple. So which are those two built-in methods? Okay, which are those two built-in methods? Means one is the count method, then the another one is the index method. So what does this count method and then the index method will specify? So the count method, it will specify how many number of times the specified value is going to be occurred in a tuple. It is going to be specifying that. Count means the name itself indicates, right? So suppose if I tell you, right, count how many number of lecturer is taking the online classes right now, means you will tell 1. According to the array, you will tell it as 0. Okay, so like that here, count is nothing but what here? To count the number of times the value that has been occurred. Okay, so here index means what? Index means at, it is going to be specifying where actually the element is going to be present. It is going to be retrieving the index number. Okay, so here count method is going to be used to count the how many number of times the element is going to be repeated in the tuple. Index is nothing but it is going to be used to retrieve the index number of the particular element. Whatever the element that you are going to specify, that index number will be specified. Now we will be straight away looking into the practical implementation. Okay, so here now let us see now here. Yes, now first of all let me take here, okay, that is I will be taking how to count. Okay, how the count method is going to be used. Okay, so here first of all you should understand that how this count method is going to be used. Okay, so here you can notice that here how this count method will be used means, that is we will be specifying here the tuple name here, one tuple name, and then dot count we will be using, and in bracket we are going to specify the element value. So in this example I have taken that is this tuple is the tuple name, and then I have taken the integer values 1 3 7 8 7 5 4 6 8 5 I have taken. Okay, in this particular tuple I want to count how many number of times the 5 has been appeared in the tuple. Okay, so for that what I will be specifying means tuple name dot count of 5. Okay, so 5 is being repeated how many number of times? You can notice here that is 5 is being repeated only 2 times, so that's why you will be getting the output as that is 2 here. Okay, now let us see this the practical implementation about, okay, this count method now. So here I will be taking here x equal to, okay, and then I will be taking here y, okay, y, then here dot, okay, I will be taking here the count, okay, I will be taking here the count value, count method, and then I will be specifying the value, what value that you want. Okay, so here I will, if I able to specify here the Swarup, okay, you can clearly notice that. Okay, so here, yes, you can notice that here, yes, the traceback, the recent call list. Okay, what do you mean by this? Okay, purposefully I have given it. Okay, because I have not specified any of the what is that double quotation here. Okay, so that is also very important in order to specify the count method. Okay, so here now, okay, so in the already now the time is over. Okay, so in the next class we will be having, okay, we will be having a discussion that is regarding this the count method and then the index method. Okay, and then after that we are going to start it with the fresh chapter, that is chapter number 5, the last chapter and one of the most important chapter of all the 4 units. Okay, so that's it for this today's class. Okay, So